Hey guys, what's up? How y'all doing? I'm here to talk to you guys about Dragon Quest The Adventure of Dai, which is on episode 60. Now, this episode right here was actually pretty cool, and I thought it was, necessary, you know? Now, not a lot of people may not like this episode, and I can see why. I mean, many people would just say, oh, it's pathetic and disgusting, not worth my time. But I think it was pretty nice and cool to see it, and if the reason being is to show one character's growth, man, and I will tell you everything about that character too. Well, in a short summary, implicit summary, if anything, but yeah, okay, enough of me rambling or mumbling on like an idiot. Let's get this started. We had to it that after the opening, which is always awesome, we had to it that Crocodile and Hyunkuru get a visit from Mr. Vern, and they asked to be put to death. You see, we have to it, Hyunkuru remembers one of the women of Leona's actually loves Hyunkuro and tells him not to enter death willingly just because you want to, you know? We had to it, like I said, Mr. Vern visits Hyunkuro and Crocodile, and Mr. Vern gives Hyunkuro an offer, which Crocodile tells him to go yourself or go to hell or something because Hyunkuro's not going to do it. You're wasting your time. But Hyunkuro says, give me some time to think about it. And Crocodile's really shocked, and Mr. Vern's like, okay, see ya. And we have to it, Crocodile gets really angry and he respected Hyunkuro, but Hyunkuro tells Crocodile to trust him on this. This might be our chance to get out of here, possibly, I don't know. But whatever Hyunkuro's thinking of right now, it's his best chance of survival, you know? We don't know. But one thing's for certain is that we get to see Dai, you know? But he ends up actually having a nightmare getting his butt handed by Dark King Vern. Now, we all know how strong that guy is. We've seen it. Even Dai went all out against him, but when Dark King Vern summons his own weapon, oh my gosh, he literally shattered Dai's weapon in two pieces. No, multiple pieces. And it shocked the living hell out of him. Now, I'm reminding you again that Dark King Vern is literally a god above a god, in other words, because the holy dragon, mother dragon, told Dai, Dark King Vern literally is beyond the god right now, dude. You can't just fight him head on, you know, and you're gonna go through hell again with him. But you know, yeah, we had to it. Dai actually eavesdropped on the conversation with everyone talking about Dai having to back them up, you know. But Dai, on the other hand, being pressured after all that he's went through, you know, ends up running away. Now, we all know what Dai went through, man. I mean, this guy is still a child. Now, this guy is still a child, just to remind you. I mean, he started his hero journey after the death of his sensei and seeing Alan sensei taking on Hadler, you know? And he's only barely a teenager, if anything. If I were to say it in a certain way, and you know, him losing his father and his weapon and he getting his butt handed by Dark King Vern, even though he fought with everything he's got, you know, it's gonna traumatize the guy, you know. It's really gonna traumatize him, really ruin him, dude. It's really hectic and very bad in this kind of situation, because when you fight someone stronger than you and they beat you to a pulp like no tomorrow, it's gonna give you some kind of trauma onto your mind or health, man. I mean, I'm pretty sure anyone went through that. I went through that way more than I can ever count because I was a stupid kid here and there. But whatever the case may be, we have to it that Dai ends up teleporting to the place of the place where he met his father, you know, the Dragon Knight Lake or something, or whatever that place is called, you know, involving the Dragon Knights whatsoever. But we had to it that Dai is in pain right now because he sees the boy asking his prayers like, please, Yusha, Dragon Knight hero, be our savior, defeat this mighty evil that's terrorizing and haunting us to this day. Please save us, you know? It's really kind of sad and ironic for Dai because he did all he can and he got his butt handed to Dark King Vern. That much is said and considered. Let's not forget about that, you know? But as the episode continues on, Popp will later on find Dai and they end up having a talk. Dai ends up saying that he can't do this anymore, having to shoulder everything because the way how he got his butt handed by Dark King Vern and that he fought with everything he's got, he literally thinks he can't do this no more. And this guy, like I said, and reminding you again multiple times, this hero of ours is a kid. He's barely a teenager. He's like, what, from what I understand, like 12 or 13 years old, if anything. And he's being pressured right now because he can't carry all this weight, you know? And that he idolized the heroes because they were so awesome and cool, and that he's been doing everything he can to help them out so they wouldn't have to be afraid for their lives, you know? And that if he has to do all this again and again, then he'd just rather give up. And Popp says, I'm not going to argue with you on that. However, I still believe in you. But you know, you've always been fighting for other people, and that's pretty cool. But now, you got to fight for yourself now. And that, too, is okay, you know? That alone is not an issue for you to, like, when it comes to that. So Popp, on the other hand, convinces Dai that no matter what, we always have to fight for ourselves. Because I made up my mind. You know, because we all know Popp, right? I remember when I watched the very beginning of the series, the guy was a nooblet. He was like a newbie when it comes to magecraft. Even though he was a little higher than Dai, he was a coward. Let's not forget that. He was a freaking coward. There are so many scenes that I hated his cowardice, and I'm like, why is he here? But eventually, time and time again, he would show his bravery, you know? Popp would tell Dai that he was a coward more than anyone else right now, and that when all this time that him fighting, you know, if he runs away and gives up, then it'll be all for nothing, you know? So in other words, Popp is saying that he's been a coward for a long time, and up until now, I've been fighting, and I plan to fight the god of the underworld once more, you know, no matter what comes my way. And we all know Popp, like I said and repeating myself, and forgive me for repeating myself, that Popp himself, he was a pain in the butt in a certain way because he was a coward, you know, and I'm saying the truth, he is a coward. But eventually, as time continues on, he became brave. He went against Crocodile. He got trained from Matarif. He even fought on Hodler, you know. Not only that, he fought together against Flazard. Let's not forget that he fought against the Dragon Masters himself and tries to buy time. Not to mention, he freaking did Megante on freaking Badon himself, you know. Like I said, Popp has been a coward, but eventually, as the series continues, he grows to be he becomes a very powerful mage, you know, and an encouraging guy. It's really crazy. Even this episode, he even talks to Mom, you know, about like, hey, don't go giving up, you know, don't go saying that it's all over, you know, that kind of thing. And, you know, eventually, Popp tells Dai that he doesn't care if he's a hero or a Dragonite, and that you're Dai alone, you know? I believe in you. That's all there is to it, you know? All I could say is that, like, Dai is Dai, and no matter what. And Popp ends up leaving, and Dai makes up his mind and gives a speech to everyone saying, please fight beside me, you know? I'm going to tell you everything, that the Holy Mother Dragon, he's stronger than the god, that Dark King Vern is stronger than the god, but I have no special weapon, and there's one thing I have stronger than anyone. I want you guys to fight beside me, you know? And we have to it that Flora makes her speech, you know, saying that there's one spell they need to get, and that's the Kaglimmer, which apparently only the 5th disciple of Avan will be able to only get it, you know? It's a great purification spell that's actually higher than Avan. And surprisingly, Avan himself, he can't get that spell, but only the 5th disciple of Avan could be able to do it, you know? And this Kaglima spell is supposed to be like some powerful trump card against like the Vern Palace's shields. Because if you guys remember correctly about Vern Palace's shields, it is like a force field, man. Popp tries to leave using Zoom, but he couldn't get out. So pretty much this Kaglima spell that Avan Sensei can't get, this kind of spell surpasses Avan's own Glimmer spell. And that this purification spell alone will actually pierce the Vern Palace's defenses and allows him to get in there. But we have to it that we get to know the insignias of Avan, you know? You know, these things was actually protecting the disciples of Avan this entire time throughout their journey when they were fighting against the Dark Army, you know? It was pretty crazy, you know? I mean, like, right now, it was like pretty shocking that even though Avan Sensei is gone, he made these insignias which he gives to his disciples as graduates, saying, "You've done well, I'll still watch over you kind of thing, you know? But right now, the 5th disciple of Avan is chosen by Flora, and that is Leona herself. However, Flora tells Leona that you have to go through a trial first, a terrifying trial. Only then will you be able to cast Kaglimmer. And we all know Leona, and I'm going to remind you again that she's a sage. She could cast healing and offensive spells. She's been working on those kinds of like attack and supporting spells for a very long time. And this is her chance to possibly get a spell that surpasses Avan Sensei himself and possibly bypass the Vern Palace's defenses, you know? It's now or never, you know, that kind of thing, if you guys get the cue. We have to it that Leona asks, "Hey, can I be a disciple of Avan, etc.?" And we have to it that, like, Flora says, "Would you like to know the story of Avan Sensei himself?" And next episode, we're going to know more about Avan Sensei's past, you know? Now, this guy, we all know how strong Avan Sensei is, but, you know, as time goes on in human age, you get weaker. It's sad, it's really frustrating, but it's how reality works, because, yeah. Anyways, I'm looking forward to see next episode, because the next episode is called freaking like whatchamacallit, Avan the Hero. And I'm looking forward to that, because we all know Avan Sensei has been a prominent big character throughout the entire series. We've seen him, we always know that the disciples of Avan is always there, like in Dai, Popp, Mom, Hyunkuro, and now it's going to be in Leona. But right now, next episode, we're going to know about Avan the Hero, which is going to be very exciting and great. So overall, I thought this episode was really nice and cool to see how Popp and Dai made a talk with each other, you know? Dai is already at his limit because, like I said, he's just a kid. He's barely a teenager. He, like, lost his father, he lost his greatest weapon, and he got his butt handed by Dark King Vern, you know? But Popp, on the other hand, believes in him and says otherwise, saying that I was a coward myself, but I want to continue the fight, because what's the meaning of me fighting to the end after all I've gone through, you know? Therefore, Dai finally got his courage and his spirit back into action and asked everyone to fight beside him. And Leona getting ready to become the 5th disciple of Avan, but she has to go through a terrifying trial, which will allow her to get the spell Kaglimmer. And I'm going to tell you this right now, that Leona is a sage, man. She can cast healing spells or offensive spells, whatever which one. But in any other case, looking forward to see Avan's episode, because, like I said, he is a prominent character, or a powerful, important character throughout the series. Even though he died at the very beginning of the episode, he's always been there, because the insignias involving, like, holy magic repelling dark power has always been there to protect our disciples of Avan, you know? Looking forward to see how it goes. So until then, people, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day. I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Ta-da!